We trust the process for a reason, ladies. So I always start with my brows, and I go in with the mix of the dip brow and dark brown, the NYX brow pencil in espresso, and then the brow freeze gel. But I think the most important step when it comes to my eyebrows is using the TikTok filter. So I will go in with the inverted filter and the eyebrow filter to make sure that the start, arch, and end point of my brow are perfectly measured to my face. Then it's time for foundation. So the one I have right now is the hauslabs foundation in the shade 110 light neutral. And don't be afraid to use multiple pumps. One thin layer of only cream products is not going to make your makeup last or stay on. Next up we have contour, and I mix between the e.l.f. and Fairlight and the Fenty Matchstick and Amber. When it comes to contour placement, it is a combination of personal preference and face shape, and this is something they also have a TikTok filter for. And I'll honestly rotate between a beauty blender and a brush. Brushes are really great for makeup if you want a really smooth, flawless look. I highly recommend, because more product stays on your face. So this is kind of our first layer done, and honestly it looks like nothing on camera, so that's why I'm telling you, you need to go in with a little more than you think you do. I like to do a little bit of concealer underneath where I put that contour just to reinforce that highlight, and then I'll literally just go in with a straight line on the sides of my nose. For my face shape, highlighting in the center of my eyes is good, and then a little bit tapered on the edge as well. While the concealer sits, we're gonna go in with some cream blush. I've really been enjoying this one from Saie. It's in the shade Spicy. Another great tip to make sure your makeup looks seamlessly blended is to take a foundation brush, a buffer brush, something with no product on it essentially, and just tap all over your face, and it'll smooth out any harsh lines. This is a vital step. I take a pressed powder. This one is from Lawless and it's talc free. I go in all over with a thin layer using my powder puff. This is how we keep our makeup staying on all night, babe, okay? My favorite bronzer is the NARS Laguna. I am not tan right now, so I'm just gonna go in with a light layer. I like to use bronzer as that transition shade between my contour and my blush, which I put pretty high on my cheekbone. I actually don't really have a contour powder shade right now, so I'm literally going in with a cool tone brown that I have from this Lawless eyeshadow palette. Now we're gonna go in with a little bake. This is the Mercier Rose translucent powder, and I let her hang out for a bit, and then I'll press the rest into the sides of my nose, especially because that's where I tend to get a little more oily. On my chin, my forehead. While that's sitting, let's do some blush. I love this one, especially for my everyday makeup. This is the Fenty Killawatt highlighter in Moscow Mule and Ginger Binge, and I will apply it from the center of my cheek backward. Then I will take this burnt orange red color in my eyeshadow palette and layer that on top. And then I will take this more small angular blush brush and go in with the Dior one right under my eye almost. As you can see, it just looks a lot more soft and blended. Before I go in with my eyeshadow, I'm going to do one last full coat of mascara. If you're a normal person, you don't need to do this. I need to do this because every time I do mascara, it gets all over my eyelid uncontrollably. See? Honestly, it always looks better this way. I learned how to do a smoky eye kind of cut crease look in the 7th grade, and I've never looked back. I don't usually cut my crease anymore, but I still follow the same shape you do because I have almond upturned cat eyes. So anything else that doesn't accentuate that looks off on me. I don't enjoy it. So I'm going in with the mix of all 3 brown shades all over my eyelid with a nice fluffy eyeshadow brush. Next, I will take a darker brown or a black and go on the outer corner of my eye. I'm gonna go back in with a lighter shade now. I go in only on the inner half of my eye, halfway to my lid. Next, we're gonna go in with some liquid liner. This is the NYX Epic liner. My eyeliner follows the same cat eye shape. It's just how far out I take the wing. Or what I end up doing most times anyway is taking my black shade and smudging out the wing. So this is pretty much the eye look all done. We're gonna go in with some highlighter on my inner corners for sure, but every single time you see me do my makeup, this is really what it looks like, just using different colors. And some of my latest videos I did more like a red orangey look, so for that I literally used this as my transition shade, these as my outer corner shades, and then this was the sparkle I put on my eye here with white on the inner corner. One of my other latest videos, I did more pinks. So for that video, I did same brown transition shades. I did these two, this on the outer corner, this as the sparkle here, and then the same white inner corner, which for that I used Rare Beauty highlighter in Enlighten. This is literally the only like pearly white highlighter I can find. Now we're gonna go in with some more mascara, this time only on the tips of my lashes. Technical difficulties, my clips just deleted, but I did this dark brown Makeup Forever liner on my lash line. Bottom mascara, I did a little bit of dark brown and black on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to teach you a really good trick. Take black and pat it into your upper lash line if you want it to stay all night. The final touch is obviously the lips. My all-time favorite is NYX and Cold Brew. I like taking my blush, doing that as the center. I love this lip oil. It's Scrollin from NYX, and I also like this Kosas lip oil. I also use the Makeup Forever Limitless Brown. I'm gonna do a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit with the Limitless Brown. So this is the makeup. This is my go-to.